come back to
Do you know how many people in this country, as a proportion of the population, are in civil partnerships? 1/5 of 1%. It is an extraordinarily small issue, affecting an extraordinarily small number of people, at the same time as we've just learnt from the census that marriage as an institution in general in this country is rapidly diminishing, and more people are not married for many, many reasons, mainly the result of government actions which have weakened it. Now, here we are arguing about this. What is actually going on here is not a liberation of homosexuals. It's an attempt to impose on the whole of society a new bigotry under which those who happen to hold the opinion that homosexual marriage should not take place will not just be excluded from the center of things, they will increasingly be hounded and treated as pariahs, just in fact as homosexuals were treated before the 1967 law was rightly repealed. There is an immense, furious liberal bigotry, expressed actually by Mr. Self earlier on this evening when he said,
yes, we will
quite falsely, he said quite falsely that people who were against homosexual marriage didn't like homosexuals. This extremely unpleasant lie is repeatedly told by those who do not wish to debate this subject and who would hound anybody who stood in their way out of it with abuse and lies.
All right.
And this is the problem which our country faces. There's a new liberal bigotry
if you have a
which will
with this,
not tolerate.
don't propose to a gay man.
Will not tolerate, and increasingly wishes to suppress conservative
Do you
opinion.
think we're going to be arresting you in toilets, Peter, and subjecting you to kind of aversion electroshock therapy in order to get you back to your
do you know what, Will? I think that the time is coming when people who have conservative Christian opinions will actually face the persecution of one kind or another. It hasn't come yet. But the problem is that we have become so willing in this country, and conventional wisdom has become so willing, to accept the liberal majority and the ideology of equality and diversity, which is now compulsory in all public services in this country, which you have to abide by to work in the public services,
All right.
that the freedom to speak and think otherwise is increasingly
Let's move on to another question.
Yes, it is.